Hello, good day to you. It's a very nice day and it's a pleasure being here with you once again. This is Business Realm on TV Kudirat. Welcome to Business Realm once again. My name is Bola Omotayo. A quick reminder, on the first edition of Business Realm, we discussed introduction to entrepreneurship, and then we address the question of what entrepreneurship is, who is an entrepreneur, and we also discuss the benefits of entrepreneurship and who can be an entrepreneur. And finally, we ask the question, what's the first step after knowing what all of these are? What is the next step? And on the following edition, we discuss the next step under the topic starting a business. And under starting a business, we said that the first step is to understand what entrepreneurship is and get to like it, accept it for what it is, that it is a path of hard work. It is a path where you earn your income, and that interest can come from either of two ways. Either you just fall in love with it after understanding what it is, or you discover the passion within you. Just find out that you have passion for something. So either of the two ways is okay. And we said, having realized your interest or discovered your passion, you would need to learn more. And how can you learn more? The simplest way is to choose one or two or a few successful entrepreneurs and monitor what they do, observe what they do, follow their activities, and pick lessons from their operations. And then we said that having done that, you also need a knowledge of the factors of production, which is very important, because the factors of production are the pillars of any business. That is the pillar on which any business at all rests. And we discussed these factors as land, capital, labor, and entrepreneurship. And last week, which was supposed to be the third edition, the pattern changed. We brought you the story of Omotayo Records with the charge that you should read the story and pick necessary lessons from how Omotayo Record started. Today we go to another level, and that is raising the capital. Now that you understand what entrepreneurship is, who is an entrepreneur, you know what the benefits of entrepreneurship are, and you know that entrepreneurs are born, but anybody can become an entrepreneur provided that the interest is there or the passion is discovered. Now you also know that the factors of production are important, but like I told you, that save the entrepreneur himself or herself, the next most important factor of production is money. I will say it's money, because money answers all things. Even to pay your laborers, you need money. To secure your land, which I said is basically the space upon which your business operates, you may need money. The only thing that you won't need money for is yourself, your mind, your mental faculty, your interest, or your passion. God gave you to you, but after that, you will need money for virtually every other thing. So today, how do you raise money? How do you raise the money that you need for your business? Um, the amount of money that you need for your business depends on your dream, the the magnitude of your dream. If you have a dream to be a roadside akara vendor, even that depends on the scale. Maybe you want to um, establish your business near a primary school to serve the primary school pupils while going to school in the morning, or you want to be on the highway at Oshu in Osun State. You don't want akara, you want dodo. You want to be on the highway to sell dodo at Ikire in Osun State. It depends on what your dream looks like. However, regardless of how big or how small or how tall or short your dream may be, you would need money. And regardless of the scale of your business, the means of raising money for different categories of business are the same. And there are four main ways of raising money for a business, to start a business. One is your personal savings. You've been working and you've been saving money. You've been serving in one dimension or the other to earn some money. And as you earn this money, you don't spend it all. You spend a fraction of it and you save parts of your earnings. So when the business stream comes, you just go to your savings and take what you need and start your business by securing your factors of production, your space, your recurrent funds, money that you will need to spend from time to time, from day to day. You also make provisions for labor if your business requires that you begin to hire people from the onset. So the first person is always you. You're always the first person with yourself before anybody comes. So your personal savings or your personal investment is the number one source from which your seed money, the capital for your business, could come. Now, after your personal savings or personal investments, the number two source of capital for starting a business is what you call OPM. And OPM means other people's money. When you talk about OPM, there are a lot of options under this depending on who you are and who you have. Under OPM, you have what is called love money. Love money, that is the money given to you by your spouse. Mainly husbands give the money to their wives more than there have been wives who gave money to their husbands, to their spouses, to start a business. But I think more often than not, husbands do give the money to their wives to start a business. So that when your business capital comes from your husband or your wife or your partner or your spouse, it is called love money. Even when it comes from your mom, it is still love money. If it comes from your dad, it is still love money. It comes from your auntie, your uncle, your nephews, your relations generally. If they establish you in business by giving you money or by giving you grants or by whatever means, if you are starting your business by their assistance, that is called um, love money under other people's money source of raising capital. Apart from your spouse or your relatives, like your parents, your siblings, your cousins, nephews, apart from that, there are people who are not related to you, but they are wealthy or comfortable, or basically they have excess and they are willing to give. They are not related to you, but they are just willing to help. There are people like that. It's either you know these people directly or you get introduced to them by somebody who knows them and can recommend you. This is where character comes in. Even when these people have um, more than enough and they are willing to give to um, um, people who want to do business with money but they lack money, why these people are willing to give. um if you've been an ill-behaved human being around them, they probably won't give you. And if they you are to be introduced by someone else, if this person who is to introduce you do not have a good impression of you, he or she probably will not introduce you, because he or she will not want to be disappointed at the end of the day. So in life, character, who you are, matters in everything, every day, every time. Um, so it's good to try to be well adjusted within the society where one finds him or herself. Like I said, there are very many options under other people's money. There are people who won't even who may not give you money directly. Maybe you have your dream and you have a little money, but you do not have the machinery, and they allow you. There are people who would have the machinery and they allow you to bring this to their industry or factory. You produce your stuff and you take it away for marketing by yourself. A very common example that would because I don't want to start citing examples of what everybody cannot relate to. So I like to cite commonplace, day-to-day examples that is available and accessible by everyone, regardless of how lowly placed or highly placed. So an example of this is the Gari factories that we have all around. It is not every farmer who has planted cassava on his farm that can afford the jack, the pressing machine, the milling machine, and all of that. But there are people who have acquired all of this, and you can take your cassava there. You have the space, you have the water, you have all sort of incentives that you may need for your operations, and you produce your gari. You may pay a token for all the services enjoyed, and then you take your gari away. You are a gari producer, even though you don't have a gari processing machine or mill. And from that level, it continues till any height that you can think of. There are things that are produced by international brands for upcoming brands. So it bears the label of the internationally recognized brand. It also bears the name of the upcoming brand. They say so brand, produced by so brand for so um, um, entity, produced by this brand for this entity. And so it's symbiotic, both, it's a win-win for both parties. So that's it under other people's money, OPM. Just bear it in mind that if it is not your money, it is not government's money, and it is not money from commercial banks, it is coming from an individual who is not applying the standardized interest rates to the loan, then it is other people's money. And the third one is government grants and subsidies. Don't forget, this is Business Realm on TV Kudirat, and today we are discussing raising money to start a business, raising the capital to start your business. So the next point today, which is number 3 point on how to raise money for your business, is government grants and subsidies. Grants may be money, may come as money, it may come as incentives, may come as equipment, it may come as in pretty much any form that the government places. And the issue with grants and subsidies, okay, I've explained grants and subsidies mean that something that is being sold for 10 naira is given to you for 3 naira. Government has subsidized that, and government is paying 7 naira on your behalf while you pay 300 naira. But the issue with government grants and subsidies is that they are designed for specific purposes under specific programs to address specific problems at specific times as the economy, at the state of the economy of that country may demand. For instance, if a country is having shortage of food and the ministry, the federal government or the government through its Ministry of Agric or any such agent that is food production oriented, may decide that let's empower youth to go back to the farm. And so to make it attractive to them, we will give each youth 100,000 naira. We give them land to cultivate cassava or maize or guinea corn or millet or rice or whatever. And we supervise them in so and so ways, and they would pay back the money within 6 months, or they would pay back the money within 5 years. Now, if the grant that is available at the time you are starting your business is agric oriented and your business is not agric oriented, then you know that you can't be eligible for that. Sometimes it may not be a matter with the kind of program that is being run or introduced. It may be a matter of age. Sometimes there is a ceiling for the age of those who can apply for particular benefits from government. If you do not fall within that age range, then you may not be eligible for that. Sometimes it may be sex-based, it may be gender-based, it may be a program for girls, it may be a program for male youth, it may be a program for women, it may be a program for men. So if at the time you are starting your business, there is no government grants that is addressing your area of interest, then you know that you still have to go back to yourself or to other people's money or to other options which we will still discuss. But if you are so fortunate that at the time that you want to start your business, government is also running a program that corresponds perfectly to your dream, then it will be it will be a beautiful thing to tap into that, apply, and fulfill all requirements, and you may be lucky to be shortlisted or to be granted uh, that benefits. That's about government grants and subsidies. But how do you know whether there are grants and subsidies that are running currently at the time that you want to start your business? There's no there's no any other way to know other than asking questions. You read newspapers in today's uh, world. The social media is replete with uh, news items that may be of benefit to you. You ask questions, you listen to the news, you read the news, you talk to people who have the same interest with you, or with people who have been doing what you are interested in before you. uh, you visit places. How do you know where to visit? You must understand or find out under what sector of the economy does the business that you intend to do fall. If the business that you intend to do falls under agric, then the Ministry of Agric may be a good place for you to visit to find out what is happening. Even if you don't know where the Ministry of Agric is, if you have a civil servant in your neighborhood, either the person is working in the Ministry of Health or in the Ministry of Justice or Ministry of Education, just that may be your starting point. Go to the person and say, I have this dream, and I don't know whether there is any program being run by government currently that may be of help. I do not have money and I need money. And I learned that governments can give grants and subsidies. I don't know if the person is not working in the Ministry of Agric, he or she may as well tell you that, oh, it is not under the ministry where I work, it is under so department or agency. And if you don't know where the agency is, you ask further questions. And you can even ask whether the person knows someone else in the agency or in the department where your program falls under, so that he or she can connect you, and then you may enjoy some favor when you go there. So that is how to know whether government is running programs that may be of help to you when you are planning to start your business. Ask questions. A lot of youths today go about with phones, and all they do there is to go and see people who are twerking. They go there to see people who are twerking, and they don't read things that could actually empower them, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, even economically. They don't give enough attention to all of that. They are looking for miracle preachers who would tell them that you don't have to work. Just um just I, I don't I, I I try to be careful when I come here, so that I don't sound rude or uncivil. But I think that people should use the mobile phone that they take about for more productive things, and just know that well, miracles happen, but at God's discretion. That's why it is miracle, because there's no appointment, there's no there's no you won't be notified that is going to happen at 2 p.m., because if you'll be notified, it's no longer a miracle. So God won't tell you that I will do a miracle at 2 p.m., because if he told you, then it's no longer a miracle. So while you are waiting for miracle, do whatever your hands can find to do. Use your cell phones wisely, ask questions, research, think, study people who have been successful. When you say successful people, don't just think that she was lucky. He was lucky. You came to the city to look for Mr. Lucky. whose address is unknown to anyone. All right. And after government grants and subsidies, the last one under sources of capital is bank loan. Bank loan. There are a lot and lot of banks all around us, and they give money to people for business. But one thing about banks is that of course there are different kinds of banks. There are commercial banks, and there are more. We have more commercial banks than any other type of banks. There are um, banks that are development oriented, established by government for specific purposes. You have Bank of Agri, you have Mortgage Bank, which is for housing. You have all sorts of banks and schemes by government. But you know what? The eligibility criteria may not cover everyone at every time. So the banks that are always there, present, ready to give money to anyone. Either you are interested in agric, or you are interested in starting a school, or you are interested in starting a boutique, or you are interested in whatever, are the commercial banks. They are not limited to any kind of field, but the issue is in some countries the interest rates are unfriendly, and as unfriendly and as the interest rates are, they are not also favorably disposed to giving starters money, because if you are a starter, you do not have a track record to give the bank hope that you can manage the money that you have applied for and that you will pay back according to schedule. So this is where it boils down to you. You are always the first person with you, and you will be the last person with you. In fact, apart from the banks with high interest rate, apart from the special banks that are designed for specific purposes which may not cover your dream, even your parents or your spouse may not be able to respond to your needs as at the time you need help. And one advice I would like to give as I gradually drive the program to a close for now is that don't fix an opening date until you have raised some money that will be enough to start your business. And don't fight anybody for failing to help you. You can't fight anybody for failing to do for you what you cannot do for yourself, particularly when you have attained a certain age. Everybody who wants to be a businessman and cannot, if you find it difficult to raise money from government banks, commercial banks, philanthropies, angels, love money, whatever, you can never disappoint yourself. The difference may be the time. You may need to be patient for some time while you strive to raise the money that you need. But if you persist, nothing can stop your dream except you. You are the first person with yourself. You will be the last person with yourself. Nothing can kill your dream except you. If you start your business and it grows and it becomes bigger and bigger, and you begin to recruit people, and you don't expect these people to remain with you forever. Some of them will raise money and will leave your firm to go and start their own firm. Now, if you know that that is possible, you should also know that it is possible for you to go and get engaged with some established business now, from where you can begin to plan towards your dream gradually. It doesn't matter whether it takes you 2 weeks, or whether it takes you 3 months, or whether it takes you 10 years. What is important is now you are doing something. Don't say because you want to start a business and there's no money to start the business, and you can't think of any other thing that would help you to gradually move towards your dream. Simi, the popular musician of Duduke, Duduke fame, didn't take money from any bank to use her voice. And that is to say that there's something you can sell. Even your voice is an asset that you can sell. You have your brain, you have your hands, you have your legs, and with good character, you can sell anything. Sell anything. In fact, do you know there are a lot of free things in the bushes? All the bushes all around us. There are a lot of free things there that you can sell to start off. That's not your dream. Is to have an eatery like I don't want to begin to mention names of eateries for free, but your dream is to have an eatery, and you can't raise the money for an eatery now. But there are things, I tell you, we'll get to this later. I tell you, there are innumerable free gifts of nature that are sellable, and that can be your starting point. And from there, it is only the starting point that you know, that anybody would say nobody can imagine where you are going from where you are, because the more you walk, the more blessings you get. The more you walk, the more the increase. So don't be limited by lack of money. Don't be limited by lack of help. Don't limit yourself by somebody has refused to give you money. Yes, these are sources to give money that you can explore, but the one that can never fail you forever, from eternity to eternity, is you. If you are lucky to have a rich uncle who is willing to help, thank God. You are ready to have a rich dad who is willing to help, praise be to the Lord. You're lucky to be eligible for government grants and subsidies at the time that you need it. Hallelujah. You are lucky to whatever you are. If you are good. But if all of that, what I'm saying is, if all of the other factors fail you, you cannot fail you, and you cannot afford to fail you, because you are created for greatness. That's it on this episode of Business Realm on TV Kudirat. We'll see you again very soon. My crew, Coyote. Thank you so much, Coyote, for the wonderful work that you're doing. Diana, thank you, my princess. Everybody knows the popular princess Diana. One day I'll show the face of my own princess Diana on the show, and you get to meet her. Thank you so much. My name is Bola Omotayo. Bye for now.